Hi, and welcome to this really short presentation. I'm Deirdre Catlin of Imagine Creations, and I'm here with my team members for a 4-day holistic experience for veterans and first responders. And I just wanted to introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about the experience and ways, and towards the end, we'll talk about ways that you can support or you could become a participant. And so my name's Deirdre Catlin. I am a veteran pilot, and now I am working as someone who helps people bring out their true selves, get back in touch, feeling comfortable with their bodies, back in touch with the truth of who they are, and help let go of the things that are weighing them down in life. My experience comes from deploying 7 months in Afghanistan, multiple places around the world, and in my own experience, all the things that were getting me to be successful, that I was using to be successful, started not working. And I needed to break down old patterns and things that didn't work anymore. And that was my journey of self-healing, self-help. And as I was going through this experience, I started to share just out of that's who I am. And I just started to share with my friends at work and saw their lives improve with what I was learning. And so over time, it's developed into how can I make a big difference, help and support the people that are giving up their time, their energy, and create a lot of sacrifice. And one of the visions that I had was to have a retreat setting where you can use the healing power of nature, learn more about nutrition and healthy eating, as well as work on the personal issues. And that about 2 years ago is when I had that idea. And a year and a half ago, I met Angie at Breakwater Expeditions. And I'll let you introduce yourself.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm Angie and I work with Breakwater Expeditions. And so I'll go into a little bit about my background. I've been in the outdoor field since before graduating college in 2006. So a long time now, working with a lot of different varieties of people in nature, whether that's an expedition adventure trip or a retreat such as this experience, more front country in a home environment, trying to help people slow down and take in the views around them. What I love about what I do with Breakwater is I get to collaborate with different types of modalities and people and ideas, and we come together and create an experience together to target people who are looking for that next step, that opportunity to move from maybe a stuck position to a more open forward momentum position. And my belief is that the outdoors does that. When we go out into nature, we slow down. Our nervous system relaxes. We are able to take a break from all the pressures that life put on us on a daily basis and breathe deeper. Just looking at the trees or the water or spending quiet time with no noise, background noise is really impactful. I'm on a trip right now, just finished 8 days on the river and then rock climbing, canyoneering with teenagers, and the impact that nature has on them to unplug and to relax and realize the simplicity of the world around them that we just can't grasp when we are inundated with sound and stress and needs and productivity and pressure. So so this experience for my part of it is to provide that environment, that surrounding area, to allow people to settle in, feel comfortable, feel safe, and with that, do some activities outside that some of us may never have done. Sea kayaking or canoeing, or sitting by a campfire. A lot of people don't do that on a regular basis, and fire can be quite comforting to watch. So that's a little bit about my part.
I really love the points that you were bringing out. The first one was presence. That was a huge part in my own individual healing, recognizing that I was living in the past, thinking about all the past stuff or preparing for the future. But it was nature that actually taught me the most amount of presence. We did like a barefoot walk in the woods, and you can't be more present than your next step. Like,
Yeah.
I was not thinking about anything else. And that, but the experience of it just solidified it in my mind and body. It just realized, made me, all the lessons that I was learning that I can know intellectually, really just that it's 8 years later, and that event has stayed with me the whole time. And then I loved your point about the quiet, getting quiet. And then that's where I come in, because when we get quiet, some of the things we keep busy about and show up start to show their faces. And there's some really gentle, easy, simple ways that we can work with that and deal with that. And I teach people how to do that in their own lives when they're on their own. So what I love is the weekend we've put together is really synergistic, because we're using as many things around us that we can use in our daily lives. And I loved what you talked about with the sounds of nature and the healing parts of nature, because that's kind of where Debbie comes in with her science part of the world. And we were talking in November about what we would like to do to give back to our community. And from that discussion in November, all the ideas just started to pull together, of grabbing Angie, working with vets on the farm and using their food, or finding the community to support us to create this event for the people who share with us. And so I'd like to introduce Dr. Debbie Martinez. Go ahead.
Thank you, Deidre. I really am excited to be a part of this as well. My background is that I'm a retired breast cancer surgeon. And when I retired, the health problems I probably had suppressed for many years began to manifest. And I had to slow down and take a look at how I was going to heal and get better. And being traditionally trained, I went to traditional physicians and just really didn't like what they were offering. And I just kept telling myself, there's got to be another way. There's got to be a different way. And as I did that, I moved more into the holistic realm and found real health benefit from that. Became more and more involved with things that are science-based, but more natural in their delivery and in their foundations. And so my affiliation is with a business that I started about 3 years ago, but it's morphed into a more holistic type of approach. And it's credible complementary therapy, which are therapies that are science-based. They have an evidence-based foundation, and I offer those for more natural approaches to healing and improvement. And my contribution to this event, having met these women at, again, a Holistic Chamber of Commerce meeting over the last year, and have fallen in love with them and feeling like they are my tribe, if you will, because of their approach to health and wellness, is to offer a body support, really, starting with nutrition, because it is so basic. I really look at the basics and the foundational things that help us get better. And there are some stresses and emotional issues that can occur without good nutrition, and nutrition can be helpful in that. So my contribution will be for that, as well as to help us relax, another modality in which to relax, get out of that overdrive of the sympathetic nervous system, get in more into the parasympathetic stimulation, so that we can relax and begin to explore the things that we want to change and have be different in our lives. So that's my contribution, and I'm extremely excited to give back, like Deidre said, and to work with both of these women because of what they bring to the table.
Well, thank you. Some of the ideas that came up, and I think Angie was talking about before, was this is a full planned 4-day event. You're going through, we start the ground running. So we want to honor your time. We know that everybody's time is important. And so the time away from family, but also time away for yourself is important. And we want to give you the most amount of opportunity to create the change that they're looking for, to create comfort within your body, to have a reconnection with yourself and really reconnect with your emotions and feelings. A lot of us have learned ways to disconnect from that. I'll speak for myself, as a means to cope and deal with the world around us. And a lot of that's learned way before we're adults. And so there are things about emotions and feelings that I learned at 37 that I was sitting there in my first event wondering why we're not teaching this on kindergarten. Why the playgrounds not learning about how we play in this adrenaline fear-based role of, victim, hero, villain, and we play these roles out. And you see this in the world actually today, right now. And it's really frustrating, I think, for a lot of people. So there are really some simple ways to break down a lot of what we see going on within ourselves and the world. And then I've learned through myself how to reconnect and work with the sympathetic nervous system and not jump at the noises or be on edge. And last November, I went to a first responders conference. And as a pilot, we would go through and call it chair flying. We would imagine ourselves flying so that we could handle opportunities that came up. And so we prepared ourselves for different events, just using our imagination. Well, listening to the first responders and the police in particular for this example, they do that preparing for the call that they're going to. And so they're living this within their body, going to the experience, having the experience, and then call to the next one. And it amazes me what people are going to, the firemen, the policemen, the nurses, veterans coming back all in an intense period of time. And we have never learned ways to decompress with that. And I want folks to know that sometimes there's a stigma around that. And the point is, nobody has learned this. Like, not even the teaching people in science have learned these things, right? You're talking to a doctor, a pilot, and a nature guide, and we're still learning all these things on how to be human. So it's a really supportive environment. I know a lot of us have gone through possibly major traumas. There's not a need to relive that, which is one of the great parts of the program, is we don't have to share with that, even with your group of 8 people. And do you girls have anything you'd like to add to what the event might look like? Or
yeah, I had some internet issues, so if I'm repeating myself, I apologize, or repeating one of you. Hotel Wi-Fi is not that great. I just wanted to speak on that shared experience. That's a big part of what I feel pretty passionate about. And shared experience is really powerful. To have people with like-minded experiences. They're not the same experiences or the same issues or problems or life or the way you live your lives could be different, but we all come together with a common thread, and we're able to relate to each other through the feelings that we're having. And through the shared experience, we're, as a group, having this shared experience, and no one else in the world will understand or know what exactly we're going through in that shared experience. And with that bonding during the weekend, that is what takes us to that next level of being able to open up. And I think what we're creating here in this weekend is the ability for people to come in from different worlds possibly, and center with each other that know the feelings. Maybe not the same stories, but the feelings are similar. And what we can do is allow that environment to be comfortable enough to share those feelings openly and honestly, and be able to move forward with them and feel not so alone. Because the rest out in the world, we work past them very quickly. We might have 1 or 2 people we share those things with, but when it's shared as a group and you feel like you are part of something bigger, it really allows you to relax into that. And by the end of the experience, you're taking away a weekend of camaraderie and comfort that you may not have felt before. And our hope is to keep building on that and keep building our network and our communities larger and larger, so that we all can help each other outside of this weekend, help people feel that connection with community, because that's really what the long-term goal is. The more people that can feel comfortable within themselves and know that they're not alone, we can go out into the world and help people connect and be open and make people feel comfortable to open up. So that's, for me, that's always the long-term goal from these experiences, is to take it into your community and spread it.
I love that, Angie. And your families, that some of those things that I know that I teach, and then as nutrition can be taught and shared with families as well to help improve your daily lives there.
Yeah.
Debbie, was there anything you wanted to add, or?
I think having been a first responder from the medical side, one of the things I know that caregivers tend not to do as much is focus on their personal needs. And what I know from your work, and what I know from what Angie, her work, what she does, is that it allows that for participants, people who actually will engage in this experience. And I know it's not a gift that you give yourselves very often, but that is one of the things that I think can be one of the most beneficial things, is that instead of focusing on another person during these 4 days, you're going to be able to focus on your needs and have people around you, surrounding you, that can help you with your needs. And I think that is something that potential participants may not think about, but that they absolutely need. And that I would hope that they would consider giving that gift to themselves and coming and being part of this experience.
Thank you. So I want to honor Angie's time as a guide right now. So if you've watched this, thank you so much for continuing. We have a GoFundMe page started up, and the link will be with this video. Our hope is to provide a full scholarship for each of the participants in this program, and at the very least to start to minimize the cost. We also have an opportunity that if you're a business and you have someone you would like to sponsor, then please contact me. My website's deirdrecatlin.com or dimaginecreations@gmail.com, dimaginecreations@gmail.com. And then also, if you know of somebody who would like to participate, please jump on our landing pages on the websites, or use that same email and submit a name, and we'll start putting you on the list. We hope to have the funding solidified by August 15th, so that we can tell people in advance what to expect. And do you guys have anything else that you'd like to share? Did I miss anything?
No, I'm really excited to do this and bring people to lovely Sandpoint and help people heal. We need that right now.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for being here. I wish you have a great day.